blocked off because we've had a Blackhawk helicopter crash on Highway 53. This is the highway right next to my house. I'm 2 miles from the house right now. What you see flashing on me is the lights of the local sheriff car here. And they got the turn lane there blocked off, and they got it blocked off on the other side over there. So you can't get on Highway 53. It's blocked off at Douglas Road below here. A Blackhawk helicopter crashed on Highway 53 near Burwell Road. And what happened was that there was six National Guardsmen on it. It was a Tennessee National Guard helicopter. A Tennessee National Guard helicopter. Let me turn this around. You can see me and this stuff too. There's a Tennessee National Guard helicopter that crashed. All 6 inhabitants of the helicopter died probably instantly. There was a lady who saw it crash. She said it exploded. According to eyewitness account, that helicopter exploded. And when the first responders got there, the whole thing was up in flames. So 6 Tennessee National Guardsmen were on board. They all perished, I would say, instantly. All instantly, most likely. So that's just down the road. I saw it was in national news feeds. Well, this is the road I take to work when I go to work. It's the road I take when I go to town. I've driven this road all the time. It's just down the road here where it happened, not far. But they got the road blocked off. It occurred, it was still daylight when the crash happened. So everything's blocked off. You can see somebody's driven through here to get around. I guess that's probably the cops are just getting set up over there. They got it all blocked off. You cannot go down the highway at all. There's no point in me even trying to go down there. I hate to interfere with the cleanup. It's a mess down there when you have a helicopter crash on a highway. And that's exactly what happened. A Blackhawk helicopter crashed in Highway 53 near Burwell Road. So everything on this highway between Douglas Road here and Jeff Road, which leads to my house practically, has been blocked off. So I'm right here in the parking lot of the Publix. Y'all might remember I did a video here about bugs, the lack of bugs one time. So where's all the bugs at? So I've done a video from here before. But that's what's happening, guys. Eyewitness said again that when it crashed, it exploded. When the first responders got there, it was engulfed in flames. There was no way anyone inside was alive. Yes, 6 Tennessee National Guardsmen were in that helicopter. Now, the Redstone Arsenal's got companies that work on helicopters on the base, and there's some in the area around. There's a couple repair shops on the base. I actually worked in one of those for about 3 months on Blackhawk helicopters before I started the current job I'm on. So I know a little bit about a Blackhawk. I've been in them. And, they were just testing them when I was in the Army. They weren't in operation yet. They had them up there at the Coal Regions Test Center where I was at. They had tested a Blackhawk. We still used the old UH-1 Hueys. This was a UH-60. So it was a utility helicopter, UH-60. Once again, for those just joining, there's been a helicopter crash. All 6 inhabitants of the helicopter perished, most likely immediately, because it exploded upon impact on Highway 53 right here. Some of you might be seeing it in the news. Yeah, it's right here. So if you wonder if it had any connection to me, not directly, but it's close. It's my neighborhood. This is my area where it happened at. So, yeah, God bless and pray for the families of the people. These are soldiers. Even if they're guardsmen, they're soldiers. And they have paid the ultimate price for trying to serve the country because these things happen. Most likely it was a maintenance issue, I would guess. I don't know for sure. But usually when something like that happens, I'd say it was probably full. Yes, 6 people. It was probably fully fueled up. That would be the only reason I could think it would explode like that. They probably just got it fueled up from Redstone Arsenal and was probably about to head back up into Tennessee and just didn't make it. We get a lot of helicopter traffic there. It's just, because we have aviation and missile command at Redstone Arsenal. So, helicopter traffic's nothing around here. It's just a part of the everyday course. In terms of change in readiness, I was on base Monday, everything was just calm, cool, and collected, like nothing was going on in the world. kind of bizarre considering, kind of surreal considering everything that's actually going on in the world right now, how close we may be to actual world war. Guys, there's a lot of things going on. They had a hazmat incident today in Arizona, nitric acid spill on Highway I-10. This in addition to this train derailment, which is spreading toxins into the Ohio River, which is going to wash all the way down the Ohio River and into the Mississippi. Originally 3,500 fish were reported dead. And They said they're not dying anymore, but that toxin is going to cause problems down the road. And it's not going to kill everything immediately, but it's just one more toxin in our system that we got to deal with, and it'll wash all the way down the Mississippi River. I hope it's greatly diluted, but still, that's the last thing we need, is just more of this kind of junk. Train derailments do happen, but it is kind of a curious thing. So guys, I just wanted y'all to see this and know that this is what's happening, that we've got this situation here. Pray for the families. That's all you can do. If you're in Tennessee, maybe you know who it is. Maybe you will find out, and if so, give comfort, aid and comfort to the families if you're in that area. If you find out who these families are, that's all I can say. It's all you can do at this point. So pray, offer hate and comfort if you're anywhere connected to any of these families that was involved with these 6 servicemen that died today. Again, 6 Tennessee Army National Guardsmen died in a UH-60 Blackhawk helicopter crash right here in Madison County. And this road is blocked off because helicopter crashes in the highway, it's a major mess. So y'all just need to know that. It's a mess. I see, hope they don't see something of me men out here. They got a lot of people driving around here, a lot of Madison sheriffs, 2 of them going down that way, up this way. They're all around. They're just patrolling, trying to keep the highway clear. There's probably a few cars turning on the highway from some of the businesses. I see 1 or 2 out there. Let me turn the camera around. There's like 1 car coming up. He has probably been on the, I don't know if you can see it now. Yeah, he's probably been just down here at one of these stores off the highway. There's no traffic on the highway here. None at all. They got it blocked off. You could probably turn on the highway from some of these little feeder roads, but they're trying to block it off as best they can. They don't need any hindrance. They don't need any people down there in their way trying to clean this mess up. Once again, I've actually done a video from this parking lot talking about where's all the bugs at, these days. So, been here before the video. My channel's been a couple years back. So, once again, here we are. That's the Madison County Sheriff Department. They got this road cordoned off. I see they got cars all over the place around here, just trying to keep the traffic out. So you can see down the highway here, nobody's on it. Yeah, it's a sad day for those servicemen that lost their lives. 6 of them. Probably, for those just joining, they died instantly. We got 171 in the room. And no, I don't think they flew into any UFOs or no Chinese weather balloons or nothing like that, spy balloons. They just probably had a maintenance issue. Just a maintenance issue, most likely. Unfortunately, they were fully fueled up. Had to be to explode. Like I said, they were probably just leaving Redstone Arsenal on their way back to Tennessee. And that happened. So once again, just pray for the families. If you happen to know any of them, find out who they are, give them aid and comfort. That's all I can say. What else can you do? These things happen. It's, part of being in the service, a lot of servicemen die, out in training exercises and wrecks and things out in the field. Anytime you're doing these things, there's always risk involved. So, yeah, just pray for the families, their friends, the other members in their unit. They're going to take it real hard. All the members in the unit they're in will take it very hard. Let me see what you guys are saying here. So, oh yeah, this is the hat I wear around the house in the wintertime. I don't wear this too much making shows, but let me scroll through and see what you guys are saying so I can get some of it. Well, I guess you were there before I sent the link. Oh, I don't know, Cowboy. Yeah, Ivan, but this is it's just one of those things that happens. Things are getting crazy. I'm not sure this is part of things getting crazy, but it's definitely not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So, let's see. Get the cop car behind me. Well, anyway. So there we are. That's the sum total of it. Prayers for our lost Tennessee National Guard and their families. Yes. Well, my cigar went out me talking. Green country pesticide. That's what happened to the bugs. Oh yeah. I believe so. and that's not helping our bees either. You know, we're having bee problems. I think the guy's got all his bee hives on my place. I think there's only one hive that's actually still alive. Kind of sad. Kind of sad. Yeah, may they rest in peace. Worried that we're going to see one disaster after another. Yeah, I think this is just one of those things that happens on this time. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. Guys, if we're about to get into war, what you can expect is a lot of these sleeper cells, or just people who are aligned with one side or another, are going to become bad actors. They're going to do things. And even you could have maintenance problems pop up. If some of these people are working in maintenance organizations, they might just decide, oh, I'll fix this. This is going to happen. I don't know, guys. I'm not saying anything like that happened, because most people are really vetted that work in places like that. You know, you got to pass the security clearances to be on the arsenal. You can't be doing that stuff without, you know, going through certain clearance processes. I've been there. I work on the arsenal today, and I had to pass certain things. So a huge number of, even in peacetime. Yeah, yep, training accidents, absolutely, Jason. A lot of training accidents. And like I said, it was probably just a maintenance issue. I would say, you know, 99 out of 100, it had a maintenance issue, or just something on that craft was just destined to fail. Some of these Blackhawks are getting old now. Some of them are getting old. Toxic truck wreck in Arizona. Amen. I just mentioned that, John. So they spilled nitric acid in Arizona on I-10. Then we got what's happening on the other side of the country with the train derailment up in East Palestine, Ohio, right on headwaters of the Ohio River, which is going to spread that mess all the way down the Ohio River and from the Mississippi down where it joins. Not good, guys. It's rough, guys. That's all I can say. Cha-cha. Madison County Commissioner Phil Vandiver said Highway 53 from Jeff Road to Kelly Springs will be closed for days. Whoa. See, that's my main throughput. Got days. I don't doubt it. Helicopter crash and blow up in the highway. It's one that's spread shrapnel everywhere. It may have messed the road up really bad. You know, what we got on these, you know, what's under my feet here? That's tarmac. That's gravel and asphalt. That stuff will burn. You know how I know? I've used that stuff, at least the tar part, in some of my rocket motors. You put a little nitrous oxide to it, and that's a good rocket fuel. That is rocket fuel under my feet. I swear to God, guys, I've used it. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so that road is probably a mess. It is probably a big mess. I read Ohio train was on fire before it derailed. Yeah, there's video of it. There's video of it. They're still saying it was a bad bearing. Bearings can catch fire, but from what I saw, there was a whole lot of fire in those cars. It makes you wonder. That's all I can say right now. It makes you wonder what really happened there. The axle bearings were burning a while before the derailment. Yeah, there was a lot of fire in there, and a lot of toxic materials. There's a lot more on that train than what they said and what they knew. But you know, even if that was purely an accident, my point, guys, is this: as we're getting on the war footing with Russia, with China, with Iran, they got people in this country that will want to do things, that will take action. You know, we took out Nord Stream pipeline. Expect revenge for that. Whether you side with Russia or Ukraine or whatever, we're here in the United States. The United States is the country that took action on that, and we can expect blowback of some kind in this country. And as preppers, you got to understand to be ready for that. Cassandra, my friend in Arizona, was close to where that incident took place today. She comes on this channel a lot. She may be here now. She was close to that. Hey, Chinook, how you doing? Yeah, there are Chinook helicopters, but this was not a Chinook helicopter. Yeah, the Chinook's got 2 engines on them. They're a big helicopter. They date back from the early 60s, and I tell you what, they're impressive in size, and they're still in service. Those helicopters are pretty amazing. And of course, the word Chinook is the breeze, the warm breeze that blows into Alaska. Having lived in Alaska, that kind of rings with me. Supply chain issues, labor shortage. Yeah, it could have factored in. That could have factored in. Or just having workers that just aren't, tuned in these days. Our woke culture is bleeding everywhere, and people are shorted on labor in a lot of places. So it might have just been something due to that. I don't know. Or it could have just been one of those things. It could have been something was wearing out on that helicopter, and they didn't detect it, and it just let go. Fatigue in the metal in the structure somewhere. We used to always talk about a Jesus nut at the top of the rotors. If a Jesus nut pops out, all you got to do is say, "Oh Jesus," because you're going down, the rotors come off. So, what's going on, Randy Matterman? Hey, Cha-Cha. Guys, this is a tragic situation. More train derailments in our country is a nightmare. It's sad, yeah, it is sad. So let's hope that these things don't pick up in incidents. Let's hope it don't inspire bad actors. I would not be surprised, especially given, like I said, the war footing that we're getting on. You can expect things to happen, and this is why it's good to prep. Let me tell you something, guys. Look at the earthquake in Turkey. That was horrendous. What's the fatality rate on that? Last time I looked, like 2 days ago, they were saying 33,000 dead. But it's not just the ones that's died. It's not just the houses where it happens. It affects the entire community around there. In 2011, on the 27th of April, 2011, we had a major F5 tornado. It came right through here almost. It was just above me, between here and my house, actually. And it was more on this side, fortunately for me. And it took out a lot of places and wiped out a lot of people. But this whole area was out of power for a week. I was already a prepper. So I had gas stoves in the house. I had the ability to eat. I had the ability to take care of things. I had a radio with batteries. I was able to listen in. We were under curfew. But the point is that when a natural catastrophe occurs, it's going to affect a broad area and a lot of people around. So you can expect that these things will be occurring, and you got to be ready for them. I mean, if nothing else, we have them here, tornadoes. People in California have earthquakes, and apparently now earthquakes are occurring in diverse places, as was prophesied. Diverse places, where I used to read it. Diverse places. So yeah, pray, guys. Pray, definitely pray. 50K what? Oh, 50,000 dead? Oh, it'll be probably 100,000 time we get it all dug out. Yeah, at least 50. That does not surprise me. Like I said a couple days ago, last time I looked at it, it was 33. And I saw pictures of a gorge that opened up right in the middle of a orchard. And I bet it was 200 feet across, or maybe 300 foot across and 150 foot deep. That was, oh my God, guys, that was awful. That was a very powerful earthquake. And it wasn't the most powerful earthquake you could have. In fact, I had a guy I used to work for was in not Fairbanks. He was in Anchorage when that one hit Anchorage. I believe it was Easter in 1964 on a Friday, if I recall correctly. And he was sitting at a bar. He said he was sitting at a bar drinking, and he said he looked across. He felt shaking. He fell off the bar stool, and he thought it was because he was drunk. He said he looked across out the window, and he saw that street that fell down a story. A whole street building just dropped a whole story. He said he sobered up he said he never got so sober so fast in his life. He felt like it sobered him instantly. I knew people that were there at the time and said there were cracks open. They said there was this mama running with her baby, and the ground opened up a fissure, and she fell in. She stuck her arms up, holding the baby up, and the ground closed in on her. All it was her arms holding the baby up. These catastrophes are awful, very bad. They happen, though. They happen all over. The best thing you can do is be prepared. If you're right on ground zero of the disaster, your chances are pretty nil. But it affects regions all around. These disasters aren't just where you see it strike. Now you think about all those people that passed away in Turkey and Syria. They got families, they got loved ones, they got co-workers, their businesses are shut down. Supply chains are totally disrupted there. Roads are gone, pipelines, power lines. That's what happens when these natural disasters hit. That's why you got to get ready. That's why you prepare. And then we're also considering those really big, in the world as we know it kind of things, maybe on the cusp, considering the type of war drums that are beaten today. The type of war drums, the fragility of our power grid that some of us have been pounding the drums about for a few years, several years now, it has not been addressed. That's why we need to redouble, especially after that Chinese spy balloon flew over. It shows what can happen. We could get taken out by EMPs from balloons, even if it don't fly that. There's one of the other prepper chances. We don't have to worry about now because they know we'll shoot them down. They can't get over the country. They don't have to get over the country. They can do it all from offshore. And I've showed that on the video. I've also shown on the video that I know who did that. One of those balloons. It was actually an American balloon. So all those little balloons they're not part of the problem. The big balloons are. If the balloon is less than 50 feet, they shouldn't be shooting at it because it's not going to be a threat. But right now they're trigger happy all over the world and they're taking everything down. So I don't know, guys. We're living in perilous times. That's all I can say. Rochelle, keep praying. This is attacking me hard. Oh, what's going on, Granny? So, Granny, what's happening? Let's see. Joe Michaels, can you please do a show on how to build a Faraday cage? I will do one in the not too distant future. I had one, but I took it down because the other guy in the show I had with me, I got some issues with him. Do we know how many were on the Blackhawk? Yes, Cha-Cha. There were 6 servicemen from the Tennessee National Guard. They all perished instantly. Okay, so a lot of people are just joining. So I'm going to do a repeat of what happened real quick. There were 6 Tennessee National Guardsmen on board. The helicopter crashed right into Highway 53. Eyewitnesses said it exploded on contact, which means it was fully fueled. My guess would be, let me turn the camera around. My guess would be, the roads are blocked off here. This highway is totally blocked off. So I would guess that it probably had just refueled at Redstone Arsenal where I work. Probably had been repaired, and at least they thought it was repaired, and fueled up, and they were probably about to head home. And it didn't get far off the arsenal, and it was probably fully loaded with fuel, and it crashed. And when the first responders found it, it was totally engulfed in flames. They said there was no way anybody was inside alive because it was totally engulfed in flames. So yeah, I'm expecting, that's sad, it's going to be some real tough traffic problems getting into work now. And just getting into town. The Highway 53 blocked off. That's the main thoroughfare through here to get to Huntsville and get to Redstone Arsenal. All these little side roads are going to be just, that road chokes up with traffic. Even they announced that they just recently got it 4-lane, it still chokes up. So these little feeder roads are going to be stressed badly out in this area. Probably a lot of car wrecks because of that. So, my friends, and this also underscores, I tell you a lot of times that you always tell your loved ones you love them, give them a hug when you can. You never know when's the last day you'll get to say that to them. Because this life happens, car wrecks. It was just a couple years ago. I was on my way to get some water in bottles for my rabbits, and I got rear-ended by a big truck. I'm just lucky to be here today. I mean, everything was fine. In a split second, I went from being stopped because the car was stopped to me to hurtling toward a light pole. There wasn't nothing I could do because my seat got broken. It threw me backwards. I couldn't even get to the brakes. I was trying to get to the brakes to stop the car. I couldn't do it. So I had 2 collisions for the price of 1. Totaled my car. But anyway, yeah, it's perilous, guys. Things happen. Life happens. But be prepared. That's all I can say. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Just do the best you can. Be right with your maker. And just take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of yourselves and take care of your friends and family. That's what it's all about. Harvest Fire Department guy passing in front of me there. Fire department out here. I don't know what he can do. That's not a pumper truck, but down the road there they got a mess. All right, guys, there's somebody, one of the road guards there. So once again, they got the highway blocked off. This is the north end of the blockage up next to me. Anyway, somebody's calling me. Good grief. Yeah, I'm okay, Cha-Cha. Just say a prayer for the servicemen. And if any of you guys know anybody who's happened to know it, I got a lot of people in here from Tennessee. So if any of you guys know, find out anything from any of the families, just help them out. Offer them aid, comfort, whatever you can. You can never replace people like that, but really sad event. Sad event. So my friends, I'm going to end the video now. I've done said all I can say, and I've just repeated it 60 dozen times here. You never know when your time will be. Amen. 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 So all we can do is the best we can. Putin is addressing about Nord. Yeah. Well, I'm expecting something over at Nord Stream. I'm expecting some blowback. I really am. There's an emergency service car up there. See it pulling around. Got to go up behind the sign here. So guys, it's about to get too interesting. About to get too interesting. The United States got caught committing an act of war against Russia. The idea that there ain't going to be some kind of blowback for that, that would just be incredible if there was no blowback. That's all I can say, guys. So just be ready. Be ready, my friends. Be ready. Be ready. I got to go home work on my white paper if I can stay awake. I've been sleep deprived lately. Yikes. So I'm going to try to go work on that. I don't know if I'm going live again tonight, later or not. I might, but I got to make some knowledge on that white paper. But I just want to let y'all know this. And this is the reason I bring this to you. It's just an example of the things we face in society. It's an example of why we got to be prepared. It's just one example, guys. That's what you need to take home. This is an example of things we can face. Things happen. Local, national, and could happen globally with all the mess we got going on today. With all the mess we got going on today, who knows, guys? Just be ready. That's all I can say. Keep your eyes wide open, your head on a swivel, and tell your loved ones you love them. Give them a hug and a kiss every chance you get, and tell them how much you love them. That's the most important thing, guys. The most important thing you got in the world. It isn't the stuff you got, it's who you got. It's your friends, your family. Your family, most of all. That's the most important thing in the world. Don't forget it. And your relationship with your maker, of course. That's not to be put last either. Yeah, this is in the news. It's in the news. It's in the news. Who did this one? It could have just the mandate could have just been a maintenance problem. It could have just been a maintenance issue. It could have been entirely a maintenance issue. Thanks, Cha-Cha, for sharing my Swivelhead News channel there. Also, guys, I did a video where I revealed, hey, I know who one of these balloons belonged to, and it's an American group. I broke the news on that. I broke that news long before anybody else suggested anything like that. And a lot of these news, I'm still seeing news articles where we're talking about UFOs and everything else. And going, well, what is it? So, share my video on that, guys. Share it widely. I only got about 3,000 views. I thought that video would go, given this topic, and I broke news and a big reveal. I thought I'd get a viral video, millions of views, but I got like 3,000 on it. That blew my mind. But anyway, I don't know, guys. We live in interesting times. So, like I said, tell your loved ones you love them every chance you get. And that I want to go here. Lee is reporting on, Bang Bang and Cerro Vista Mall in El Paso. Wow. I hate that stuff happens. I wonder how many of those might be contrived. I don't know. Oh, Lord. Anything to take our freedoms away. Just bear in mind, having that open border is far more deadly than that stuff. With all the fentanyl coming in this country. Don't forget that. Greg, get your work. Yeah, I got to go, guys. I got to go. Don't share, so let me turn this camera around. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all very much for being here. Thank you, mods. And everybody for sharing. Yeah, greengrapes.com. Thank you, Elton, for sharing that. You can order worms from there. Also, if you go to greengrapes.com, I got a lot of videos in order. They're hard to find on my channel because I got so many other videos on here about what news type stuff like this, or what's going on in the world. But that's the place you can go. You can find the videos on wild edibles, gardening, worms. They're easier to find if you go to greengrapes.com. Check it out, guys. Just look at the tabs across the top. Always be prepared. Yeah, that's it. The old Boy Scout motto. One of the best mottos in the world. Be prepared. Don't forget it. Thank you there, Wendy. Thank you. Two most profitable business, prisons and private defense. Oh yeah, sad. Sad that prisons have become a profitable business, guys. That's a sad thing. All right, guys. Y'all take care. With that, I want to say, Greg out. Thank y'all for watching. Greg out.